The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...
What's up, folks? How y'all doing? This is Ron Tucker with another edition of Ron's Talking. You can catch me on YouTube at Ron's Talking, the @ symbol, Ron's Talking. And I appreciate anybody who's taking a look at me tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate it. If you like it, you know what to do. If you don't like it, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, I just want to kind of go over some things that happened yesterday when I got a chance to catch some snippets of the Kamala Harris interview with Fox's Bret Baier. I looked at it as far as what I saw, and to me, it was so interesting to see Bret Baier trying to, I guess, kind of put the vice president in a position where she's going to be bullied and challenged and I guess just trying to intimidate her. And it didn't work. Matter of fact, it failed miserably. I don't think anybody on the Republican side or in Trump's camp or Rupert Murdoch or Bret Baier or anybody who's affiliated with them, who's sympathetic to Trump's cause, I don't think they could even remotely feel good about what happened during that interview. He tried to talk over a course, tried to really press his point and push Trump's agenda, so to speak, whatever that is. And I think he tried to assert a sort of male dominance, if you will. I believe that they really thought that Kamala Harris was going to be a pushover. They've made a big mistake. They, for lack of a better term, you fucked up. Okay? She let Bret Baier know and gave him a lesson to school him up on what's happening with the politics and how to show leadership, strength. And she wasn't afraid to go into their domain on their home turf and represent herself. And I guess they thought she was going to just crumble and just wilt under the pressure that they were trying to exert. Y'all picked the wrong cookie. She's not that kind of gal, if you want to say it like that. She's not that kind of woman. This lady has proven herself time and time and time again. And I wonder when Fox, in particular, we know Trump, he don't have the capacity to understand when the lights are dim on him. Time to pack it up. Go home. Ain't nothing here for you. He's going to continue to get embarrassed because he's overmatched. He doesn't want to admit that, but every time they put him out there in the spotlight, so to speak, and try to push his agenda, ain't going to work because it's based on lies and BS and all those other things that are just total fraudulent, just like him. And so, even when Trump is not at a particular location, like he wasn't there at the interview with Bret Baier and Kamala Harris, but wherever he's at, he's bound to screw up. And he's on the other side of the country or on the other side of town, and his presence and the impact of the things that he says and does is still noticeable and is still felt because the man is a walking disaster. Okay, that's just the bottom line. And I just can't really express how good it felt and just how pleased I was to see her performance when I'm sure everybody thought, especially on the right, that, well, we didn't try Trump. He wilted under pressure. We might as well go ahead and try Bret Baier. And the bear got mauled. she thought she was a Rudy Poot, a lightweight. She gonna handle her own weight. So, better luck next time, Fox. You better trot somebody else out there. It didn't look good for them. And, you know, she pushed back when she was supposed to because he was trying to bully her and blew up in her face like a firecracker. It ain't looking good for those folks. It just ain't looking good. That's all I can say. Well, let me see here. What else did these clowns do? Oh, they had the nerve and the sheer, I'd say the sheer stupidity to trot one Eric Trump out there to be their, I guess, the Republican response to the what they considered, I guess, what they thought was going to be a sacrificial lamb in Kamala Harris. They assumed that she was going to get ate up and mauled by the tiger. Instead, old Brett Baier and Fox came out of the whole out of the cage looking like they just came out of an explosion, clothes all tattered and everything, black eyes, missing teeth, the whole nine. I mean, I may be embellishing a little bit on that, but I'm thinking that Fox just figured she was going to get a beat down, and it was far from that. So, like I said, they're going to trot Eric Trump. Eric Trump, of all people, who is he other than the president's ill-gotten son and number a trust fund baby? This stupid idiot, he comes out here and gonna get on Laura Ingraham's show and try to say a few things within his limited knowledge of anything, and he came off looking stupid as usual. I just showed you how desperate Fox is. Of all the people they're gonna trot out to give a rebuttal or perspective of what went down with Brett and Kamala, Eric Trump was on the list. That's the best they can do? They couldn't bring out anybody else from the news organization. Nobody else. I mean, they could have brought Rudy Giuliani to represent better than Eric Trump. That's scraping at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, big time. But anyway, he comes out and gives his pesos worth of introspection of what transpired. And this blithering idiot, he had the nerve to say that VP Harris has never worked at a real job and has never signed the front of a check. First of all, what does he know about working anyway? And as far as writing a check, he's just so stupid. It's almost not even worth talking about it. But he didn't understand anything anyway. So, but he claims, well, she worked in the federal government all of her life. So that means she ain't never worked. And this dope, he doesn't even realize that his pappy worked for the federal government as well when he was president. Or should I say, stole from the government, claiming he was working. But see, his pappy certainly signed the front of some checks at Stormy Daniels. We saw some of those signatures. Now, I don't know, I can't remember whether it was Eric or Donald Jr. to sign a couple of those checks too, but nevertheless, of all the people, like I said, to send out and give a response, Eric freaking Trump. And wants to attack this lady about the work she has or hasn't done. You're the last person on this planet that should have spoken on anything pertaining work. So, in other words, your pappy, since he was working for the government as president, I guess he don't know nothing about work either, since he was employed by the government. But these are the things we have to listen to and talk about when we're dealing with, I would say, it's not, I don't think I call Eric Trump an imbecile. I'm thinking of something even better or even more succinct, something that has more impact. I don't know. You run out of superlatives for these guys and adjectives to describe some of them. He just dumb. Okay, let's leave it there. He just dumb. Okay. So old Brett Baer, he tried to clean up the spill on aisle 17 after he, to me, fumbled that interview with Kamala. So he's going to try to blame some of the, I guess, inability for him to get off the way he wanted to on the fact that he claimed that she was late, 10, 15 minutes late, and he had to get his thing in before the next hour, before his show started, rather. That's so weak. That is so weak. Considering that his handler Trump, he's been late for rallies, interviews. Case in point, the National Association of Black Journalists interview that he came there late, but he tried to blame it on them. Of course, in true Trumpian fashion, he's gonna blame it on them. He's gonna blame it on the journalists, the staff. It caused him to suffer and feel put upon. Fox, y'all gotta do better. Y'all getting almost as worse as Trump. Downright pitiful. As Melania would say, be best. Moving along to old Dapper Don. Now he went on Univision to try to court the Latino votes, and as always, he went in there and just fucked it up because he's stupid and he's a liar. He tried to convince these people that he's all about it. He's about them. He just failed miserably, of course, because he's just incompetent and he's a snake. And these people, they're beginning to see right through him. I think it was two Latino men, and they asked Trump a few questions. One of the guys was an unregistered Republican, but he basically asked Trump, I want you to give me a reason for me to re-up and vote for you. Because from what I saw in your response to certain things during your presidency, notably January 6th, he said, basically left a bad taste in this guy's mouth. He was questioning why was Trump so slow in responding to the riot that was occurring at the Capitol. He felt like Trump was just sitting on his hands, which he was. So when he hit Trump with it, Trump came with a word salad, of course, talking about everything from, the people who weren't supporting him, I guess basically Trump felt like he didn't need them anyway. It was just a small amount of them. And he said it was a day of love. Ashley Babbitt was killed, but no one was killed. See, those are the moments when Trump is nervous and he's in trouble because he can't get his lies straight. Matter of fact, he can't even string his lies together in a coherent lie. A day of love. Like everybody was just, back in the 60s, 70s, the hippies, and they were just smoking weed and mushrooms, or whatever they can get their hands on, and everybody was just tripping the life fantastic. They were just feeling mellow and everybody was just groovy. For Trump to say it was a day of love, that just shows you how deranged and detached from reality the man is. I mean, he said other things in the past, like it was a peaceful deal, and he tried to tell them to do things peacefully and blah, blah, blah. Well, he's sitting on his hands, watching everything transpire, knowing that his VP is under attack as well as the other Congress people in the Capitol. And he gives a damn. And he gave a damn. And when they asked him what is he going to do about the situation involving his VP, that the VP is being threatened with being hung, Trump basically said, so what? Fuck him. He didn't do what I want him to do, what I told him to do to save my ass. I ain't thinking about Pence. Truth be told, Trump never cared about Pence no how. Everybody should know that. Because Trump don't care about anybody really except his own hide. But that's his own hand-picked vice president that he brought on the team. When you don't give a flying damn about your own individual that's a part of your team, and you could care less whether he hung or not, whether he got shot or whatever, beat up, murdered. This man didn't give a damn about Mike Pence. See, when the chips were high and the stakes were high and Trump was in a bind, he has no loyalty to anybody at that moment because somebody didn't follow his orders and his instructions. Because Trump sometimes thinks he's a poor man's version of a mafia don. So his vice president was expendable. Give a damn about him or his family. That's basically what Trump was saying. I don't know why anybody's surprised. That's kind of snaky he is. He gives a damn about people. He don't care about Pence. And Pence must have thought Trump really cared about him. See, all that bootlicking for 4 years and sucking up to Trump and standing by and watching him just do everything he wanted to do. And this is thanks you got, Mike. Well, that's why you're on the outs now. And that's why you basically, not forcefully turned against Trump, but ain't nothing there. Nothing was ever there. So, read it and weep. The other guy that was asking Trump a question, I think the question was about Trump and Vance's still continuing to talk about those Haitian immigrants and denigrating them and wouldn't even apologize. The guy felt like, that was uncalled for, basically. And he posed a question to Trump. Trump came with the old, I just reported what I only talked about what it was reported to me. I was there. I'm going back there, and I'll get back to you with a full report. Does anybody think that Donald Trump is going to give that old guy a report of any kind, anytime, anywhere, any place, ever in history? It'll never happen. Trump doesn't even or didn't remember that man's name. I don't even know if he mentioned his name. If he had it, Trump would have forgot about it after about 2 seconds, because he gives a damn about what that man had to say. You know why? Because he was basically criticizing Trump. And when you criticize the Fuhrer, He don't want to hear that shit. But he gonna start tap dancing, give me that word salad, and telling that old guy, well, you know, people said, and this is what I heard, and in other words, now you ain't got no proof. You never had any proof. He just outright lied, you and JD, and put a whole town in jeopardy. You folks need to just take a look at it for yourselves if you want to get everything verbatim. I'm just paraphrasing everything. All I'm telling you is it ain't nothing that you haven't heard before from this scoundrel, this crook, this fool. And people still want to support this idiot. Y'all got to be out of y'all mind. That man is sorry. And I'm asking this question like some other people are asking as well. Since Kamala went ahead and went to the enemy's camp, went straight to Fox, did her interview, everybody's always talking about she ain't doing enough. She never doing enough because Trump has such a low ceiling of expectation. No one expects anything out of him. So anytime he just flubs and fucks up and does anything that's stupid and asinine, oh, they just overlook it. But she can't. And we all know the reasons why. Okay? Folks on Fox and all those other right-wing groups and news organizations and Republicans in general, they ain't gonna never say that there's some racism involved in it. There's some double standard because she's a female as well. The big one is race. They ain't gonna say nothing. They ain't gonna never tell the truth and be completely honest. We know this, but that's the whole deal. She went on Fox. When's old Dandy Don gonna pop up on CNN or MSNBC? I'll wait for an answer. Exactly. Never. Can you imagine him going on? CNN might be a better move for him. They'll treat him a little bit more friendly and give him a little bit more softball questions and leeway. MSNBC, I'd love to see him and Lawrence O'Donnell on the same show together. I'd pay to go see that. Trump ain't gonna get near MSNBC because he knows what time it is. He knows what to expect. He will get thrashed and trashed immediately. He ain't gonna never get nowhere near MSNBC headquarters. Ain't nothing happening. But see, Kamala's not afraid because she got her stuff together. Trump, nothing but a con man, running for his life right now. He don't want to debate. He don't want to interview. He don't want to do nothing. He just wants to go to these little cherry pick little town halls like the one that the GOP put together with old Harris Faulkner. And her just, oh, every time I see her, this makes me sick because I know she ain't nothing but a snake herself. Her Trump-loving ass. She loves to peacock and preen and put old Trump up on the pedestal because that's her role. But see, he couldn't do that anywhere else. He can only do it with them for the most part. But he won't take his ass nowhere near a place where he's going to get grilled. He's going to ask questions that's going to be not hard for him to answer. He ain't going to answer them. That's just a deal. He ain't going to answer shit. He's going to walk around, dance around. And speaking of dancing, that won't be too long. All he can do is do one of these numbers and stuff. Raise. He's just going to stand there and just tilt from side to side. That's it. But see, that's the deal with him, though. he gonna evade the main point of the question and then start going off somewhere else in left field, right field, center field, all over the damn stadium. He ain't gonna never get to the point because he know that's where the truth lies. And he's allergic to truth like Superman's allergic to kryptonite. So, anybody got any grandiose thoughts and plans of him getting on a real television show and taking the slings and arrows like Kamala did? Ain't happening. Forget it. So, anyway, it was just lovely to see on that Univision thing with those Latinos, how those two men checked him. And last but not least, if you go and look at the clips from his little Univision town hall, you'll see a couple ladies, when they panned them, how they just roll their eyes up in their head like, what's he talking about? Especially when you're talking about no one, Ashley Babbitt was killed, but no one was killed. Because he's so damn nervous and trying to get his lies straight out of his mouth. They get all tangled up. And he just comes off looking as stupid and ignorant and incompetent as he really is. That's why those two guys are rubbing their chins. I don't think they're going to vote for him because they saw firsthand in living color how he handled himself when he was president. And they had to ask him point blank, why you did this? Why didn't you respond to this that way? He didn't have no answer for him because he was on the spot. See, that coyote knew he couldn't hide because he was on TV and he was still in a friendly confine. Well, not there because those people, they were more objective and subjective to the bullshit he was going to try to perpetrate. But with Harris Faulkner and the GOP women that they put together for that little town hall, oh, he was right there on his throne, ready to dispense all his bullshit because he knew he had a bunch of subscribers there in the audience. And they were all ready to bow down to the Trump. Bow down. Bow down. We love you. And nothing you can do is going to dissuade us from voting for you because we don't care what you do because anything you do is all right with us. When he's in those kind of areas and in that type of atmosphere, in that scenario, well, he right at home. Because he know he ain't going to catch nothing but friendly fire and ain't going to be no curves coming at him. Nothing he can't hit out the park. So he going to put all of his lies and all of his crookery and his double talking, his word salads is all going to be out there in full display. Ever since that debate with Kamala, the first one, he's been shook and rattled ever since. And now there's 19 days or 18 days left. Watch how much more he disintegrates. And last but not least, I understand that they looking into some reports reported by Rachel Maddow on MSNBC about Trump and his crew, his team, trying to bribe Stormy again, trying to pay her some more money to shut her mouth before the election. Well, they don't want to hear talking about nothing else about him and her. So now that's being looked at very, very closely right now. So keep your eyes open for that new development because Rachel got the audio, video, and written receipts on it. So just stay tuned. Anyway, that's all I got to talk about tonight. It was a quickie, but hopefully I just passed on some more info to you, give you folks my honest opinion about things. So thanks a lot for taking a look at my video. Appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll be talking to you folks again. Y'all take care. I am out.